Hello and welcome to Squaring the Circle. Today's edition is going to be about AI and particularly to the dynamic between DeepSeek and NVIDIA. Now, most of us probably don't even know how AI works. Um, we just know that we put something in our phone and it pops back an answer, or it draws you a picture of a horse made entirely from knitting, or occasionally it can do somebody else's voice pretending to be them. Now, I did think it interesting that the Chinese, with a little bit of wit, have called their new system DeepSeek because the precedent there is, of course, deep fake and deep throat. But more than that, of course, deep thought, which is the computer in Douglas Adams' A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So I think there must be someone working for the Chinese company or the government who is clued into UK culture and who knows a little bit about that sort of thing. The second part of the name is Seek, Deep Seek. And I thought this was especially interesting because the implication is that this is something that's getting something for you, it's searching. And the one thing I've heard about this so far is that it has huge capabilities, much better than what we all use at the moment, which are probably three or four open source systems, but also that currently you cannot search for anything related to the Tiananmen Square massacre. So, of course, this has implications for how we control these systems. So, the question is, if that's being controlled, what else is being controlled? And if this is embedded into open source code, well, how open is it? Is the code so complex that nobody can actually disassemble it and work out what's causing that? Or is it actually in the existing iterations that are hosted in China that they have implemented it so you can't look up things which would be embarrassing to the Chinese government? So that's a couple of things to think about. The other thing that I thought was interesting about calling it DeepSeek was the idea that this might become like a search engine. I have already found that in a lot of instances, when I search for things, I'm going to get a much more helpful answer by using Gemini or ChatGPT than I will from Google or any of the other normal search engines. And that's because a search engine is essentially dumb. And I use that in the old fashioned sense where you have a smart terminal and a dumb terminal. So a search engine is essentially looking at the words that you've put in and it's looking to come back with a website that matches that search. Now, there are little bits of AI which have been embedded in Google and other search engines, notably Bing, where they actually interpret your search terms and sometimes spit out an answer to you. But that is often the exception rather than the rule. So I can see it coming to pass that eventually we won't be going to search engines at all. They will have had their day. We'll use our AI as our main point of interface with our computer. And we're already doing this with some of our computers. So we're communicating with our phones with Siri or with Google Assistant, or we're communicating with our powered speakers, Amazon Echo, for example. We're talking to the AI there already. So I think it's worth thinking outside the box for a bit. Remember how in the 1980s the WIMPs system, Windows Icons, Mice, and Pointer system, revolutionized how we talk to computers, because instead of having to type everything in on a command prompt, we were suddenly going click, 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 click. I think we're going to come to another revolution, which is going to be that we're doing everything via an AI, and the AI will be everything between us and our computer devices.